Welcome back to another episode of CobraKai Companion, and I am Peter. And you guys, for a very special episode, we got season 5 on the horizon. And for those that have been listening to us for a really long time, may remember the 100th episode we did with the Cobra guys, where we did prop bets and predictions for the upcoming season 3 at that time. So for the anticipation of season 5, I brought on some new faces, some familiar faces for those that watch our videos and listen to our podcast. So I guess familiar voices. So making his return from a recent breakdown we just did, Watch Party. How you doing, sir?
I am very good. Thank you.
Yep, representing Dojo Watch Party. Um, and also Ken, who just joined me on the breakdown of the first look photos. So how you doing, Ken?
I'm doing great, Peter. It's great to be on here. Thank you.
Yep, yep. Dojo Ken Dojo, or Master Ken. I don't know.
Master
There's
Ken.
a plethora of names and plays that we can do. Now, making his debut, if I'm not mistaken, debut on the actual podcast proper, not on Instagram Live or anything like that, but Drew from the Last Row podcast. How you doing, sir?
Great, Peter. It is an honor to be here talking to you and Watch Party and Ken. I can't think of anything else I'd rather be doing right now than talking CobraKai with you guys and more specifically Terry Silver. So
Absolutely, absolutely.
Silver, yes.
Yes. Appreciate to have you here. And also, you're a frequent collaborator with Ken, so people may know you from that if they check out the Ken cast. But you are definitely like one guy in the quote unquote fandom that doesn't have like a Cobra Kai podcast or a channel that probably should.
thank you for that. I really
Yeah,
appreciate that. Means a lot.
well, before anybody heard of like the Cobra Kai show, you had like one of the very first like Cobra Kai episodes out there. One of the few.
Mhm.
So a trailblazer light, I feel. Can you talk about that episode?
Yeah. So back in 2015, me and my co-host Badway, we did a breakdown of Karate Kid 3. So I have a movie podcast, as Peter said. It's the Last Row podcast, and we just do a lot of movies from the 80s, 90s, and just movies that you may not have remembered that you loved, or maybe you do remember that you love, but we've always been huge fans of the Karate Kid franchise. And we did an episode on Karate Kid 3 called The Ballad of Terry Silver. And we just love, over the top supervillains. And, what better person to put in that category than Terry Silver, played by the amazing Tig. So we did a breakdown of Karate Kid 3, and we sort of tried to rank Terry Silver on the old version of our villain scale, and we just speculated on what happened between then and the movie. So the episode may not hold up as well as it would now, because we know what happened between the gap of Terry from 1989 until now. But we did a breakdown, and that's actually how I met a lot of you guys, through that, because people found it through the years, and it was a lot of fun. So thanks for for letting me plug that for a minute. But we had a lot of fun with it, and it's great to be talking to you guys here. I'm just really excited. So thank you.
Yeah, oh, yeah, absolutely. So for those that are unfamiliar with prop bets, like if you don't, watch like the Super Bowl, that's where it's usually done. That's where I learned it anyway. And it stands for proposition bets. And a good example during the Super Bowl is what color is the Gatorade that they're going to pour on the coach that wins the Super Bowl. So that's to kind of give you an idea. So we're going to do that for season 5 of Cobra Kai, and it's also going to be a way to kind of give our predictions. And this is in no way going to be like the predictions episode. We're just going to have fun with it. I'm sure all these guys are going to have ideas for their own predictions for season 5 as well. I know I'm going to have something like a previewing season 5 as we get closer to that date. So we're going to round robin it. Now, I guess I kind of forgot to bring it up right before we started recording. Do you guys kind of want to do like a point system in a way? Like, we're going to, I think safe to say that we're probably going to keep track of like what we get wrong or right. But I know at least one of my questions, let's call it, gives you room to give multiple answers. Do we want to do something where, like, if you gave 3 answers and 2 are wrong, you get deducted 2 points or something like that? Or
I'll leave it
we,
up to you. You're the master. I mean, we could certainly do that. It might be fun, but
yeah.
whatever you think.
I think, for like
Sounds more
bragging rights.
complicated with the paperwork.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. But I mean, we definitely got to do like some sort of follow-up at the very least.
Oh,
We don't
sure.
have to,
Yeah.
keep track of points. We know what happened back in 1984 5, right when they tried to mess with like the point system. So somebody got burned there.
Right.
All right. So just to kind of give people the idea of the order for those that are listening at home and may not quite recognize the voices yet, we're going to start off with Ken, Drew, Watch Party, and then me last. So Ken, with your very first one, why don't you give it to us, your answer, and if you need to elaborate, and we'll go from there.
Okay. My first one is we will see the Ennis house in season 5, and that's a yes or no. So if anyone doesn't know, the Ennis house is Terry Silver's house from Karate Kid 3. We did not see that in season 4. It's this big opulent house. It's a Frank Lloyd Wright house. And he was not there in that house in season 4. So the question is, will we see that house in season 5? Because it's kind of a famous one for Karate Kid 3 fans. Thought it'd be interesting to throw that out there. My answer is, I'm going to say I want to see it again, but I'm going to say that we probably won't see it again this season. That's
Okay.
my guess.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
Drew, do you want to jump in?
Sure, yeah. I'm going with Ken's answer too, because as much as I want to see this house, I really hope it's like one of those things that they just didn't show and they pull it out of nowhere and we just get surprised. But I like to think that we won't see it as much as I want to see it. I'm unfortunately, I think we're not going to see it, which is a bummer.
Okay.
But I'll say no.
Okay. All right. Watch Party.
I think there's a good chance we'll see it in a flashback. So
Ooh,
There you go.
if you're counting flashbacks, yes. New shot material, yeah. I think no. I don't think they were shooting in LA, so I don't know. So I'm going to say no. But flashback, yes.
Okay. And that actually leads to my answer too. So for anyone that would like to go back, or if they remember from that 100th episode, I did stuff like that too. Like I think one of them was like, will someone do the drum technique? And I said, yes, Daniel to Chosen in a flashback, and we got it.
right.
Yeah, for season 3. So I agree with Watch Party. I think we will get it in a flashback, because the other thing is that the show is filmed in Atlanta. So if we get any new footage, they would probably recycle the exterior, and anything inside will probably be a set
Right.
to kind of double as I guess the NS house. But I do not expect him to go, because he's already repurchased like the old OG dojo. Why would he go back to his old house? The house we saw in season 4 looked amazing as it is. Is he looking to upgrade in the house? Does this expansion bring in more money for him? So I think, yeah, flashback only.
I like the idea of
good one,
him,
Ken.
like as he descends into villainy, like he goes back to his old roots, and
Yes.
that's the reason why he's back in the Ennis house if it shows up. But so if we're tracking this, we'll just say yes in a flashback, and then Ken and mine are just no in general, I guess. Is that how we
Yeah.
would?
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you think he's going to go back and re-enlist into the army and maybe try to, get the rank of captain, so that he can be like, I am the captain now?
I'll surpass Kreese. I
Well,
like that.
see, even though we never saw the Ennis house in season 4, and we may not see it in present day in season 5, in my brain, Terry still owns it, and he's always had multiple properties,
I agree.
and probably in multiple countries around the world. So
Yeah, I would agree
Fair.
with that.
Absolutely.
Toxic
it-
waste magnate and real estate magnate.
right.
But it just also makes sense. Like, why not rent that out? You get more income. You
Yeah.
don't have to just sell it. So
That's where Mike
Right.
Barnes is living. That's where he's been this whole time.
Ooh, I like that.
I can't give you 50% of the dojos because we have none. I'll give you this house.
That would be awesome.
And we see Mike Barnes in a bathtub.
Oh man,
It would be cool if all the senseis were living in it, though.
Yeah.
That he flies
Yeah.
in.
Oh
Yeah.
my god,
That's
dude,
their lair,
amazing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So KDE, Sensei KDE, she's gonna isn't that one of your guys' scoring, Drew, on the last
Yep,
podcast
their hideout
for
slash
villains, their
lair.
hideouts? Yeah.
For the villain
Mhm.
scale.
So Drew, why don't you hit us with your first
Okay, so
bet?
I was gonna go one way, but now that we just talked about this, I'm gonna go a different way. So I'll go with a sillier one, but this is also near and dear to my heart. So this is an over under for you guys, and the line is 2.5. I'll explain that in a second, but the amount of scenes that we're gonna get with Terry Silver in either a bathtub or a steam room, and I'm setting the line at 2.5. So will it be, two or less, or basically, 3 or more? So I guess let's see. Would Ken, do you go first?
Well, you go
Oh,
first
sorry, yeah.
because it was yours. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go with the under, even though I want to go with the over, because I feel like, who doesn't want to see Terry making business deals and just being a straight up villain in a steam room or some type of bathtub. But I think, we'll probably get the one that we saw in the trailer. They showed us that, and then hopefully we get another one. But I don't think we'll get probably more than 2. So I'll say under personally. So Ken, I guess, or watch party.
I'm next. Yeah. I'm gonna take the over on this. I think as they're showing Terry Silver just getting more and more back into his old self, yeah, maybe we'll get some more of that, so we'll see.
Okay, that's
Nice.
awesome. So Peter, you next?
Yeah, I will too take the over because we
right.
saw the steam room. I need a bathtub. We just mentioned it. It doesn't have to be the Ennis house, obviously, but maybe he draws a bathtub, doesn't get into it. It's a tease because maybe Tig's like, "Come on, I already did that, you guys," and knowing Hayden and his Haydenanigans, he's like, "Come on for us, please."
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
this Silver Amanda hot tub scene.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah, I
man,
love
that's
that.
the
Oh,
one
no.
we didn't get. With that,
Yeah.
the one we all want, but
Right.
the one that we might
Right,
not
right.
get.
So yeah, so over for me. Yeah,
So you're going over 2.5. Okay, and
correct.
so then Ken, what about you?
Well, first, Drew, I got to say, I love this question. Amazing question.
Up there for you. I thought of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Drew, I agree with you. I think maximum we will get 2 scenes. So I'm going to go with the under on this.
Okay.
I feel like if they go over it, maybe that'd be overplaying the steam room bathtub thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, well,
Overplaying Terry Silver, like isn't he?
we
quintessential.
but the thing is, we don't want to diminish the impact of those
Yeah.
scenes.
Yeah. Sometimes
So
less is more.
But I'll say this: if it's over, I won't complain. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So
One that we didn't put in, I guess not part of this bet, but like very on brand for Terry would be like, if you think about not True Lies, Last Action Hero, when you've got the guy in the pool, like the
Right.
pool is his bathtub, so maybe he has an indoor pool, but I guess that's not part of the prop bet here, so I won't count that. But that would be on brand for Terry to just have a pool inside of his house. So
I think that's an underrated movie.
great movie.
People don't like it, but I enjoy the movie.
Love that movie.
Yeah. Okay, so I kind of lost track. Is that to watch party for his question?
Yeah, watch party. You're
Up
next.
to me. Okay, so here's a thinker. The number of characters from the original movies that will be back but not yet announced. Basically excluding Mike Barnes and Daniel. But
You said number.
Yeah.
Number. Okay. Hmm.
I guess for maybe bonus points if you want to guess.
You're up, Peter, right?
Well, I gotta go first.
Oh
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I was
my
kind of,
fault.
I was kind of wondering. No, yeah. Well, yeah. No, go ahead.
I'll say 3. Yeah, so I'm gonna say 3 on that one. We'll go around and then we can, if you want to guess who, say who it is, but we'll go around. But yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
let's do that. Let's go numbers first, and then we'll say the names afterwards.
Okay.
Because like if again, just referencing that episode 100, I feel look, I don't want to take jabs at the Cobra guys, but I feel some of their answers might have been influenced by ours. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. Like Brianna will say something, and Mikey will just repeat.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, but that's what I was thinking.
So after watch party, that would be Ken. Well, how many people, if any, do you think will return?
Oh
That
man,
we have not seen yet and have not yet been announced.
If season 5 is supposed to be insane, I'll say 4.
Wow.
I'll say 4.
On
Why
top
not?
of the top of all the sensations from the fist, like that's a lot of new people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, they're not new. Remember, now they're returning. But yeah,
That's true. That's true. New to the show.
Let's see. I'm gonna agree with watch party. I'm gonna say 3. I have some that I have in mind, but I'll say 3.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go with 2.
2.
I have 2 in mind. Yeah. And all right, watch party. What are your names? Or are we revealing the names, or are we guessing each other's names? I feel that revealing would be a lot quicker, and we could just move along.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just tell you what I was thinking. I did think maybe we'll get Lucille, since that counts, and then
Oh, okay.
Freddie Fernandez and Bobby Brown. I think Bobby may
Okay.
be back.
Okay. I misunderstood. I thought like who we haven't seen yet that will finally
Well,
make an
not yet
appearance.
announced, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
Oh, that's what I
yeah,
thought too.
yeah. Because those
Okay.
are usually not announced. But I'll stick with my own answers just to be different.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Same.
That goes to Ken.
Okay. Yes,
You said
I
4.
agree. I think we'll see Lucille. I'm wondering if there'll be a scene with her and Daniel, because Daniel seems to be maybe going off the deep end this season or having some trouble. So maybe Lucille will be back. I think it's possible we will see Freddie, because he's a prominent role in the musical, much more prominent than the original movie. I think it's possible we'll see Jessica Andrews this season.
okay, Jessica.
And I think it's possible, as an outside shot, we'll see Julie Pierce.
That's true.
good.
Maybe at the
Interesting.
end.
Yep.
Yeah. I
Drew.
I was gonna say, so I'll stick with mine because I interpreted it the same way you did, Peter. But I'll just stick with mine. I'm gonna say Jessica Andrews is who I was thinking, because I think that would be
Mhm.
good. And then I would say also, um, I'm hoping that Sensei Ford makes a comeback. I'm
Mhm.
hoping that we
Mhm.
get a dentist scene. We're not going to get Snake probably, but I would love to love to see some Snake and Dennis together. And then I'm also going to say Julie Pierce, because I think it might be like a stinger at the end or something.
Mhm.
I'll hope that it happens, but I don't know that we'll get it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be all over the place with this because I also want to kind of give like the correct answers. But my 2 that I went with is Drew, like you, Sensei Ford. I'd love to see him back, but I'm gonna do the cheating thing where like it's gonna be a flashback, of Dennis the Menace.
Yes.
And the other person I was thinking that we have not yet seen that could possibly show up, which makes no sense. And I'm only basing this off of the Reunited Apart by Josh Gad, where we saw Julie Fields, who plays Susan. And the reason why I think at some point she's got to make a an appearance, only because of like a fun fact that we learned from one of our interviews, which like they don't have to. It's just like a fun thing for them, like in universe. But Counselor Blatt is the little sister of Susan, and so it would kind of be nice to kind of see them together, at some point. But if we're going returning characters, I think Lucille's almost kind of like you kind of have to. And again, like the whole cheating thing, I think we're gonna get some flashback from Miyagi. um, and maybe Sato this time, because we got Chosen Taguchi coming back in season 5. We're gonna get more scenes with Chosen. There's no way that we don't get more flashbacks of Chosen and
Flashbacks.
that's
Yeah.
exactly. And see some Sato in that. So there we go. So that was watch party. So that goes to
You.
me.
You're up.
Okay. All right,
You're
here we
up.
go. All right. So this one is an easy one. It's just a one answer. How many episodes will Mike Barnes be in? And I have it at 4.
Mhm.
That's a
And
good one.
we Watch Party did a really great video based off of like I don't know how many seconds it was where RMK spoiled to me that Sean was back.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, he did it again. He did it again. I had to edit that out for sitting on that for about 3 months, 4 months, 3 months. And I don't think they're gonna bring him back for like a one-off. And I don't think he's gonna be a huge character in season 5. Like, I think he's gonna be there to kind of tie up some loose ends, like we've seen with like Kumiko to a certain extent, but also Allie. So I think 4 is a good number.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, I like how you're thinking on that. I'm gonna up it one. I'm gonna say he'll be in 5 episodes. I'm wondering if it'll be a slightly bigger role than we think. It's
That's 50%.
That's 50%. I think it's possible. They do such a great job, an efficient job of shooting that series that I bet he could shoot a lot and actually make appearances in 5 episodes without having to spend a lot of time shooting on set. Like maybe even within a week, he could shoot all this stuff. I'll just say 5. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. I'll say, man, I want him to be in 10. That's what I want. But what I want isn't what we're probably going to get. I'll say, I'm going to agree with
He's
you,
in
Peter.
Mexico, like in episode 1.
Yeah.
Like Johnny brings him back.
My son, Miguel.
Yeah, exactly.
he might be an Uber driver, you know. Maybe Mike scheduled the pickup. So that's
was
we
him
can all
on
hope.
the phone with Johnny and like, hey, you want to come work for me again? I got an Uber company now.
That's all we can hope for. I'm gonna probably agree with you, Peter. I'm gonna say 4. As much as I want him to be in every one, I think like again, maybe less is more, and I think maybe he'll be in 4, and with the hope that I think he'll be a part of the next season. So I hope it's not just like a one and done thing. I hope it's more than Elizabeth Shue's, cameos and all that stuff. But at the same time, there's so many characters right now that they're trying to juggle that in a 30-minute show or less, give or take, it is really difficult. I also don't think that Sean Kanan would have come back for, just like maybe a small part. Not that he is above it or anything, but I think like he wants the character to be done justice. And I think, if anything, we can trust the big 3 and the writers and everyone else on the show to do it justice. So I'm going to say 4. I think 4 is as much as I want more, we'll get 4.
Yeah. I mean, I like how you said, I didn't even consider that. I mean, I've thought about it before, but yeah, the idea of him possibly returning for 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, that is a big question. Yeah, if he's going to be back in a future season as well. I'm actually I think I'm around with Ken here. I think I'm going to say 5. I'm thinking like the middle. If he's going to be like I don't know, like a middle like storyline, he'll pop in. But by the time whatever this crazy finale is, man, maybe he's a part of it, but maybe not. So I guess I'm going to just stick with 5. That's what I was thinking. But
Drew, I think you mentioned that he's like the wild card, right? In our like Instagram live stream. It's just like we don't know anything about Mike Barnes.
Yeah.
Just imagine if they never released that picture. Like, how could this predictions episode go like differently?
Right.
And
I
then
kinda,
like for them to show it like this coming week or the week after, where we're supposed to get some more new stuff. That would just be a game changer at that point if we didn't know Mike Barnes was coming back.
Yeah. I hope he shows up as like an X Factor where he has no allegiance to anybody and he's just trying to get his 50% from Terry. Like I would like that because then he's just gonna wreck stuff and that would be awesome.
Still holds a grudge against Larusso for the kata.
Yeah. I'd hold a grudge against him for that.
So after me goes to Ken again.
Okay. So in the trailer, we saw that Johnny was an Uber driver. So this is my next one. The number
rating.
His rating. Oh, it's not looking good, right? This one is actually the number of Johnny's Uber customers we will see in season 5.
That's awesome.
And
total riders.
Yeah, because some we even know from the trailer, like there's multiple in one trip.
Right. So I would say like the number of people we see Johnny drive.
Okay.
So
total people. Okay.
Right. Total people. We've seen 3 in
hard.
the trailer so far. And throughout his career, however long it is, I am going to say 9.
Half an episode.
9.
Fine.
I'm going to say 9.
Okay.
Because
right.
I think we'll see an episode where he drives a family.
With or without the beer? That's
right.
the question.
Exactly. So that's my prediction.
Oh my gosh, man! So we saw 3. Man, this is tough. I'm gonna say that his career is gonna be short-lived. Unfortunately, as much as I want a complete spin-off. Thank you. Please give us that, a spin-off of him driving Uber. I'm gonna say 4. I think we'll get one more, and I think he's not gonna go much further than that. Although it could be a montage, but I'll go on the conservative side. I'll say 4. Maybe we get one more than that.
Okay, so I'll ask if he's driving like Miguel and Robbie, does that count? Because we even broke down and think it's during the water park scene. So
Was there an exchange of money is the question, I guess.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, probably not. Okay, so they didn't call the Uber app and make them come. My guess is it is a montage. So then the question just becomes like how many in this montage?
It's a tough one.
Man. If it's I'll say 6.
6.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Okay, so we already saw 3. I'm not gonna count any possible deleted sequences because I'm sure there's gonna be a few of those, and they'll cut
that could be
some.
too.
We need
Yeah,
those.
I think we're gonna see 2 more rides, and maybe I will put it at 6.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
and
good.
are we elaborating or anything, or it's just
I don't know
want.
what is there to yeah, go ahead if you
Up
have
to
like
you.
specifics,
so maybe one more solo rider, and
Mhm.
then another one with a group of nuns,
A group of nuns. Yeah,
because
Nuns.
That's an
we need
80s movie trope. There you go.
yeah, we need something like so like outrageous that like they chose Johnny because he just looks like a nice boy, and then they get in, he puts on like the rock music, and maybe some of those like stairway, like, oh no, highway to hell,
Does he have to pick him up? Like I could see like he pulls up to someone and maybe it's like Brazilian jiu-jitsu people or something. And he just pulls right away, like he just drives
Either-
off.
There could be something like that too. Yeah, I forget the master's name, but like from season 1, that was a deleted
Right.
sequence. Maybe it's
Ty,
somebody
wasn't
that
it? Master Ty. I think
or Todd. Was it
Todd
or
or
Ty?
something like that. Something T. I think.
It was something
Yeah.
like that, and maybe that's the one potential writer. Like he pulls up, he's like, nope, no thanks, and just keeps on going.
Go ahead.
like it's the one person, or maybe a cop that arrested him, or hey, is that the Applebee's guy, and then he just pulls off, like peeled out.
The Applebee's. Yeah, he's like, oh, I can't go here.
Oh my
or,
gosh.
or it's like the server with like the loaded potato soup or whatever
Yeah.
it was. Yeah.
That would
Anyway.
be so awesome.
Yeah,
We need a spin-off of that, do we not? I mean, come on. Who
we
wouldn't
need
watch that?
something. Drew, is that you next?
Yeah, I'm up.
All right.
So this is a nuanced question, and I'll do my best to try to explain it to you guys. But again, I'll go Terry centric just because I'm a fanboy here. So this is a yes or no or true or false, whatever you want to say. Will Terry make a move on Amanda, and will he be successful? So when I say successful, right, either that results in like a date or it results in some type of affection against the marriage of Daniel. We've got some of the shots, and people said was the auction that we see a date auction? Probably not, although some of us want it to be. Are there other things that maybe cause trouble in the Larusso marriage? I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to caveat my answer, and I'm going to say yes, but I think Amanda is actually playing Terry. I think she's going to go with him and maybe show him some affection, and like, yes, I think the question is technically true, but I think she's going to be playing him. So I don't know what you think, Watch Party.
Okay, so you think like he sees her, he's like, "Ooh, pretty girl. I'll put some moves," but she's actually playing him. So that's what you're going with.
Yeah,
but he doesn't know that. I'm gonna say no. I don't think successful or not. No, I don't think Silver is trying to woo Amanda.
Okay.
the courtship of Amanda Larusso. No. Yeah, so I'm gonna just say no.
Okay. Fair enough. Ken?
Wait,
Peter, you're up, I think.
Okay. Gosh, you guys got me kind of teeter-tottering here. Because I'm like, on one hand, I almost feel that Terry's gonna suss that out immediately. But that's kind of like the second part of what you're answering, Drew. The first part, will he try to do that? I feel like yes. I feel like yes, because I think he's gonna suss her out, knowing that she's doing the same thing. Because I think ultimately that he still wants to F with Daniel LaRusso, and so I think you go at his family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say yes, just
You
for
get
an answer.
the two smartest characters on the show, really, when you think about it. So.
Yeah.
Well, Drew, I love this question. This is like an amazing question. I think there's all kinds of potential here. If Terry Silver, and I think he will, try to go after Daniel in his personal life and try to separate him from his family and try to drive him crazy, I think he will try to do something with Amanda to make a move on her or try to isolate her from Daniel. And I'll say yes. I think you're right. Like, I don't think it'll get to the point of like an actual kiss or anything like that, but I think there will be some flirtation. And I like your thought too about she's playing him too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll say yes.
Okay. All right. We got to go Terry on my questions here as much as I can. So
Get them all in.
Yeah.
So next one to watch party.
Me. Okay. Here's one that I think is a thinker. I don't know. The total number of alcoholic beverages drunk by the Larussos.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Goodness.
On camera, because of course they do most of their drinking off camera. Because I don't know. I'm thinking 6. I'm going to say 6. I don't know.
6. Okay. Man,
That's a good round number. I'm gonna go. I'll go 5. I'll keep it
5.
close.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll go 5. You said LaRusso's. I think maybe even Sam might take a shot of something for
Sam or
reasons.
even Anthony going
Anthony,
into high
yeah.
school. You don't know, but
Yeah, I definitely don't need another like high school party scene
Yeah.
in season 5. Just we've done it in season 2. We saw the prom in season 4, so it'll
Mhm.
be interesting. But Daniel's definitely gonna need some drinks. Amanda for sure.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Well, that's a great question. Watch party. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to go with 9.
9. There
I
you
will
go.
say 9. Daniel's looking really rough this season.
Yeah,
he might
that's
find-
that's a big part of it.
that's what I was thinking too, Kay.
Yes. He's gonna find some comfort in a bottle.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'd say Anthony, Sam, and Amanda. I think there were going to be multiple glasses of wine regarding her and Terry Silver in different settings. So yeah,
We do
I'll
have a
say 9.
picture of her getting one. Yeah. So
yes,
There's at least one there.
yes.
So I got I have some questions to break down this here watch party. So are we talking like number of drinks? So is like the bottle, like if Daniel downs a bottle, does that count as 1? Because like Ken said, he is down and out right now. We've seen a little bit of stubble. Like is that 1
how many
or
servings
I
is that
would count
bottle?
a glass a drink.
Okay.
So if he pours a shot, drinks it, pours another shot, drinks it, I would count that as 2. So
Man, okay. I'm gonna have to up my number here. I might be going high because Daniel, like Ken said, Daniel's down and out, and we don't know what's going on in Mexico there. I mean, there's some bars going on, and well, you did say the LaRussos.
the
So
Russos.
that
Yeah.
doesn't count, I guess, but I'm going like 10. No, I'm gonna go 15. I'm going
15.
I'm thinking
Yes.
this is a pretty intense set of episodes here. Terry Silver's involved. There may be some banquets and parties, and they're gonna have dinners and stuff. I'm going 15. I shots all around. That's
There
where
you
I'm
go.
going.
That's
Nice.
That's high. I asked
you
it
go.
like that because everyone always talks about Johnny drinking the beer, and I
Yeah.
wanted to flip it around the other
I
way.
like
So
that.
Yeah,
That was great.
Great.
that's definitely I had one before. Okay, so it's to me, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so I worded this. What's a legacy quote or line that we will hear in season 5?
Ooh.
And I guess this isn't like a matter of like, oh, let's go around the table and then we come back and answer. So my thing, like I feel we have to hear all 6. By chosen.
All 6. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
maybe even not by chosen, but that line I feel is almost a must. And I really like to hear maybe trouble looking for you.
Mhm.
Mm, that's
Yeah.
great. That's a great question, Peter. It makes you think. I think we're going to hear a line to the effect of, a reference to the line, John Kreese was our school's #1 student. I think that will come up at some point if Kim Da-eun's back and she's related to Kim Sun-young and Kreese is out there. I think we'll get some kind of refresh of that line.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a good one. Man, this is a tough one. So since we saw the Quicksilver method, I'm gonna go along the lines of something around like make his knuckles bleed or because we saw Daniel's knuckles bleeding.
Knuckles bleed. Mhm.
Yeah, and then Tori's obviously training against the dummy with the new senseis and Terry, but I'm gonna go along the lines of something about make his knuckles bleed or make their knuckles bleed. That's what I would go with.
Okay. All good answers there. You know what? I'm gonna go, and you'll see why, but I'm gonna go with your karate's a joke.
That's I wish I thought of that one.
That's great.
That's the best
okay.
one.
See,
Yeah.
that's the problem, right? We got one freaking picture, and watch party. You and I didn't even touch on Mike Barnes,
No,
because he's not in the trailer.
he's not
And
in the
so-
trailer, right?
Right,
Mhm.
and so that's the thing. Like I forget to include him in things when we're discussing season 5.
Mhm.
There is one line that we've heard in a teaser for season 4 that we, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but we didn't hear from Tig or Silver in season 4. You guys think that will come back in season 5?
Which line? Oh,
The extreme measures require extreme.
stream.
Oh,
That's a good
extreme.
one.
Yeah, I think it will, because
Like
that's
maybe he
all
repeats
part
it
of
to
the
him.
Quicksilver. So
Right, because
Yeah.
what we heard was a like a version of it. Because watch part, you did a video on that too, kind of playing the audios like back to back.
right. Mhm. Yeah.
And so I kind of forget, but was that did they take that one from Karate Kid 3 or was that resaid?
I'm pretty sure that was actually it was from Karate Kid 3 redone.
Yeah.
But because like you said, the lines weren't in the season or anything. Like they
Mhm.
didn't record new audio or anything for that. That was just put together by the marketing people.
Yeah. I feel that's got to come back too. So I guess
Mhm.
I gave you 3 lines.
I missed that one as I'm trying to capture it. We have to tell me.
Well, in order to get points, then you have to have all 3. So
Yeah, there you go.
all
Okay, that's
3.
fair.
There
That's
you
fair.
go.
All 3. That's fair. Give you those. Yeah, either I get
There you
them
go.
all 3 or not. All right. So Ken, your next one.
Okay, so this is the episode number that Miguel returns from Mexico. And I'll say he'll come back in episode 3. That's my guess.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be too long in Mexico.
I agree with you. I'm going with the same. I'm gonna say 3. I just feel like it's a good number. It's like a third, essentially, and you're gonna get like good Mexico moments, but then you see a lot of him back home, especially with the water park and all those other scenes that we've seen. I think episode 3 is what I would guess too.
Yeah, I've been asked this question all year long, and I've been saying I felt like the Mexico storyline, it's got to be a little bit more than the Okinawa is what I've always said. So I've always been saying 3 or 4. So I guess you guys have been saying 3. So, and I've been saying all year long 3 or 4 or something like that. So I'll say 4. So
Okay. I'm gonna say 3 just because I think any more than that, I mean, we have to consider that he's got to kind of get reacclimated back to, karate and working with the other students. I think he pretty much gets along with everybody with the exception of Robbie. And we're gonna be getting a lot of them together in Mexico anyway and on the way back. So I think 3 is a good number because too much time to that, you're taking away from like Chosen's return, Mike Barnes' return, and everything going on with
Mhm.
Silver and the new senseis.
Mhm.
That's good. Okay.
Nice.
Let's see. Am I up now? Okay, yeah. So this will be an interesting one. So this is a name or fill in the blank or whatever. Just pick the person. But the name of the person who gives Daniel the black eye that we see in the trailer. So I'm gonna say that it's Well, I don't know if it's a name, if you don't know the name, but I'll say it's actually one of the senseis that Silver brings in. I don't think it's Silver himself. I know everyone's like speculating, like maybe Silver gives him the black eye. I actually think it's going to be one of the senseis. I don't know all their names, so I guess I can't say which one, but I think it'll be one of the people from like the Fist, as what we were saying. So
Well, there's Sensei Blondie, there's Patch,
Eye
there's
Patch.
there's Tyrone Woodley,
Yeah.
there's Stephen
Wonder
Wonderboy
Boy.
Thompson.
Yeah,
We
there you
actually
go.
have like vague names.
The vague names. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, I still like Snake Plissken, because
Snake
it
Plissken.
that makes him a snake,
Big
right?
Boss,
So
Solid
kind of the
Snake, Metal
Cobra
Gear Solid
Right.
style.
Yeah.
or Cobra Pliskin.
Yeah, Cobra
Um,
Pliskin.
I'm gonna say Silver. I do think it's Silver. Who does that?
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm gonna a black guy. I wonder if it's like one of his own people, just kind of like, Daniel's unhinged, right? And they're like, Daniel, get a hold of yourself. And could it be Johnny? Could it be Johnny trying to like calm him down and
That's a
they
good,
get into a scuffle? I'm gonna go with Johnny.
good point, Johnny. That's a good
Yeah.
point. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's kind of like in season 3 when they go to the chop shop. Johnny's like, boom, chasing this van, or are they in the van? No, they go find the van, and we're like, oh great, there's a team up. They're back to back. They fight, and then second half of that they're fighting each other. So I feel it's kind of like that where they're doing something, but whatever Daniel says or does, they're kind of like, Daniel, what are you even doing? Because now he's just kind of, he's on the edge there, and yeah, say Johnny.
Interesting. Well, I think I think obviously we're going to get some kind of confrontation between Daniel and Terry Silver, but I have a feeling if Terry Silver fought Daniel and he got the upper hand, he wouldn't stop at a black eye.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's Mike Barnes.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go Tom Cole. It's rival dealership situation here,
It's possible. It's possible. Oh, that would be great. I'd love that.
or even like Amanda, right? I mean, we've got like
I
Ooh,
thought that. I considered it.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good one. I like Mike Barnes, so that's a good answer.
Okay. It's on me.
Yes.
Okay, here's a fun one. I thought. Whose karate will be a joke according to Mike Barnes?
Follow-up question here.
Yeah. It's a hard one.
It's a great one.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it would be Johnny. I'm guessing Johnny, but like it seems like there's so many possibilities, but I'll just go with Johnny.
That's awesome.
That's great.
I'm gonna flip the script, and I think somebody says it to Mike Barnes,
Oh,
and maybe it's Johnny that says it to Mike Barnes.
that could be cool.
that's
So is it
fun.
his own
Oh.
karate?
Yeah, because we've had that. We've had other people say the lines that we know so well from those previous
Mhm.
movies. Like Hawk has the Daniel line about weeks, in season
Right,
4,
right.
stuff
Mhm.
like that. So they like to flip the script, and use our expectations against us. So we expect Mike Barnes to say something like that. Maybe it'll be said to him, you know.
Mhm.
And I think, yeah, so the Johnny thing, and I'll do that too. Like if I don't get the Johnny part, I just get it wrong, even if it's said to him.
I like that.
This is interesting because we don't know much about Mike Barnes, what he's been up to, but I'm going to assume he's been fighting all his life and he might be really good by now. I'm wondering if he would say that to Sensei Kim Da-eun. Like
Ooh.
she's a badass, and maybe there's a point where he actually like confronts the badass and does very well. So I'm gonna say
maybe he sees her and is like, that should have been me.
Yeah.
Like
maybe.
I'm owed this all this time. Like that should have been me with my, with my Dennis the Menace and Snake and
Mhm.
5 other
Mm.
people. Maybe one with a
Yeah.
wooden leg or something.
Yeah.
That's great. Yes.
That's awesome. Oh man. I'm gonna go with I'm actually going to go with Silver. I'm going to say that there's some showdown between him and Silver, and
That's
I
a
think
good
it's
one.
like
Yeah.
like a Darth Vader, like Emperor Palpatine situation where like the student becomes like the master situation, and I think with him coming back, as much as I want him to just wreck everything up, I think he's going to be on like a revenge tour here, and I think he's going to come back and looking for Terry and what he was owed, the 50%, and I think he's gonna tell Terry his karate's a joke, and especially with him having dojos all over the valley, he might just say Cobra Kai is a joke. All your dojos are a joke. So I'm going with Terry Silver.
I love that.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. That's kind of in line with like a question I have that I may or may not be able to use. So that was watch parties, right?
Yeah. So
So that comes to
up
me.
next.
All right. So let's see here. Let's see. Okay, here's a number one for you guys. How many one-on-ones that will involve Terry Silver? So I suppose that could be even in demonstration, like inside the dojo, maybe him and Sensei Kim to demonstrate for the students. How many one-on-ones involving Terry Silver? And I'm gonna go with five. So most of those will probably be aggressive actual fights and some demonstrations included.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
It's a good one. Yeah, I think you have a good point there, Peter. I would say I'm gonna say 3. I'm gonna say Terry works mentally most of the time, and he's gonna have 3 explosive one-on-ones.
Great choice of words. Explosive. Yeah.
I like that one. Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard anyone describe season 5 as explosive yet, but that'd be a great description.
Add gasoline on it, and then you
you got it. You're explosive.
Yeah. Man, this is a tough one, man. I agree because I think, we'll probably get some demonstrations. I do think that maybe there may be a scene of him fighting Sensei Kim at some point, just even if it's a demonstration or maybe she tries to overtake him by the end. I don't know. I'm going to go 4 because I think in between you, Peter, and Ken, I think we'll probably see some demonstration, but then some actual fight, whether it's with, Barnes or Daniel. I'm going to say 4. I think I'll go in between you guys.
Okay, so for me, yeah, I thought the same exact thing. I thought like 4, just like maybe a couple demos in class or against the other senseis, and then like boom, like 2 actual fights. So I'm thinking 4 too.
Yeah. All right. That was a good question, Peter.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
I hope it's just one demo because like I'm thinking about it, Johnny feels like he probably needs like a more fair match, right? Before getting, kicked in the head, out of nowhere. So he might want a rematch. There's got to be at least one altercations with Daniel. In Chosen, like is Chosen a 1-on-1 or is it Chosen 2-on-1? So yeah, but I'll stick with 5. So Ken, that goes to you. We might be able to do another round or 2 before we wrap up here. And when we get to the end, we'll just kind of throw out what we had left, just to kind of hear what some of the other questions we had.
Sure. Okay, so my next one is the episode number that we hear Once Upon a Time in the Valley. That's the new track that was released. Very spaghetti Western feel. Great track. I am going to say we're going to hear that in episode 5, the mid-season finale.
That's good.
That's really good.
That's really good. Man, this is a tough one. I want to say like right on because it's just good. But I think you're right. Like I think I'm gonna say like episode 9 actually. Because I'm gonna say like right before the finale and to kind of get us ready for that. But it would be kind of weird to save it that long. But I'll say 9. I'll just be contrarian and I'll say 9. I think later, just for the heck of it.
Yeah, I put out a video and I was saying 8 or 9. And I think I said 9 there, so that's what I'm going with too. I think it's maybe Kreese gets out of jail or something, and it's like that's what's going on. So I think it's late season, kind of the build to that finale, right? So yeah, I'm going with 9 as well.
Okay, I agree with all you guys. And when the question was first asked, immediately I went to 8. I feel Kreese will get out in the last third of the season 5.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go. Trying to look at my list here because there's so many I want to ask you guys. All right. There's a funny one and a serious one. I'll go serious because I try to go funny a little bit. But so this is a yes or no, and there's a bonus point if you guess the person's name. So I'm gonna say yes or no, a major legacy character will die by the end of the season. Yes or no, and then who is it? And if you guess that person's name, you get a bonus. So I am gonna say no. I don't think someone will die, like a legacy character, not like one of the newer ones from CobraKai. But I'm gonna say no, and I think that we're sort of getting teased that it might happen. I think it might happen next season if it happens, but I think that it won't happen this season, and I think that we're sort of getting teased about it. I think it would up the stakes of the show, but I think the line that the show toes between like the comedy / drama, I think it might be too heavy. I wouldn't rule it out, but I'm gonna say no. So just my guess. That's why I don't have a person to name.
I want to go next because I have to run to the restroom. Um, so anyone that's listened to like a lot of our stuff, I mentioned this on KenCast. I'm gonna go with Chosen. Yeah, I've mentioned Yuji's got a couple of restaurants in northern Washington. I don't know if he could commit to another season. He might be able to. His family might be able to hold it down while he's filming another season. But even prior to season 3, I've speculated that Chosen could possibly die. Gave my reasons there. I don't want it to happen, but it can happen. I know a lot of people have been like, "Oh, this isn't that type of show. They don't kill off characters." I go, "Okay, well, 206, Tommy dies." I mean, yeah,
Fair enough. Yeah.
it's happened, and that was a very heartbreaking moment as well. I think we all cried to the show must go on. So that is my answer, and I'll be back. So you guys can continue on.
Okay, go ahead. All right, I'll go next then. Yeah, I think I mean the show has gotten dark. Season 3, it was very dark. So I think it's definitely possible, and I put out a video predicting or thinking it could be Chosen as well. Kind of I came to the same idea and then realized Peter had already guessed that. So yeah. So yeah, I'm thinking Chosen too. So yes, and Chosen would be the
Yeah, this is a really great question because what are they going to go that epic? Are they going to actually pull the trigger and kill off a major legacy character? I might lean with Drew on this. I think this season, I don't think a major legacy character will die this season. I have a feeling that there's still going to be a ton of story left for all these characters. And if someone dies, a major legacy character die, it might be towards like the series finale.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. Not like, and I agree with you, Watch Party. Like it's definitely gotten darker for sure. But I was wondering if they would save it. But I think, you guys raise a good point, and Peter does too, especially with the whole is Yuji going to be committed to the show? I mean, they could send him away again, like he could travel back home or something like that. But I hope it doesn't happen just for our sake, because I don't want anyone to go away. But I wouldn't be surprised if what you guys said did come true.
Yes.
Okay.
So is it on me now?
Yeah, you're next.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Looking through my questions. So I think what I have here, I think this is kind of a funny one. Like how many hookups, sleeping together, will there be shown or implied? Between all the characters, any couple. So
We got like at least 3 in season 4.
yeah. Because it's sometimes
Possibly.
like yeah, yeah, probably at least 3 and 4. So yeah, I was thinking yeah, I think I'm gonna say 4 actually.
This is a good one.
Yeah. Because I even count like there could even be 2 between Johnny and Carmen or something. But that not to influence your thinking, but go ahead.
It'd be like a lot of pillow talk, right? Like it's just because it was implied previously.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's to me. What did you give
You're
a?
up, Peter.
Oh, that's right. You
Yeah.
give a number. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with two. Just
2.
two.
Okay.
Yeah. I agree with the Johnny and Carmen. Um, I feel like we kind of already, got like, one for sure with the kids, possibly a second pairing. So I'm not sure if, we need or it's even necessary for another one. And maybe Daniel and Amanda, I guess. So two.
Mhm. So 2. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, this is an interesting question because it seems like the season is just so jam packed. There's going to be a lot of time devoted to fighting.
All
Is
with
there
Terry
going to be?
Silver.
Yeah, it's Harry Silver. But how much time is going to be devoted for love, right? So, I'm going to say 3. I'm going to say 3. I think there will be a Johnny Carmen getting back from Mexico. I think that'll happen. I think why not? Let's just say Terry Silver and Amanda, and and maybe Kim Da-eun and someone.
Yeah. Oh, that would be
Yeah.
good.
Maybe she seduces, trying to get one of our leads vulnerable or something like that and
Yeah.
succeeds.
I'm thinking like a Mighty Ducks 2 situation, right? The Team Iceland.
Yep.
Right.
There you go. Sleeping with the
Well,
enemy.
yeah. Well, man, you guys gave good answers here. I'll say, look, like any good, and we talked about, this is going to be very 80s. Any good 80s movie has the steamy romances. So we gotta, and they did say like, it's explosive season. So is it the steamiest season? We'll see. I'm gonna say if we're keeping it steamy, I'll say 5 because I think that you're gonna man, now I'm getting to fan fiction territory here. So I'll say that with Terry Silver and possibly Amanda, I'll say again Carmen and Johnny for sure, and then some of the teen romances will happen, and then maybe some of the other ones that we haven't even speculated on. I'm gonna go 5. I'm gonna say this is the
Wow,
steamiest season
nice.
yet, just because.
There you go.
It's great.
Maybe one of those includes Mike Barnes. Like he was just putting
Yeah.
back on his clothes.
Yeah.
That picture.
It's gonna be a wet summer, I think. Is
Clearly. So who's that one?
You're that was Watch Party, right?
Okay, so mine.
yeah.
Okay, so it looks like we have enough time just for one more all the way around. Um, each, right? Right. I think we
think
might
so,
have time
yeah.
for
Mhm.
one more question each, and then we'll just read off the ones that we didn't get a chance to get to. Um, I have so many. I mean, we easily could do like a part 2, but let's see.
I'm down if you are.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how many Drew, how many questions have we all asked so far?
So we're up at 15, so this will be our 16th. If
Yeah,
I'm
we've
doing the
done.
math
We're
right.
on our 4th.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is gonna be number 5 for me or number 4 for me?
I think it's 4 for you.
This will be number 4 for you, Peter, and
Okay.
then
Heck
it'll
yeah.
close
Well,
out
we'll
the
just
round.
schedule a part 2. Could read news or otherwise. Um, let's go with one I think a lot of people would like to hear answers for. Does Robbie and Miguel make amends by the end of season 5? Yes or no? Um, just because I want it to happen, I'm gonna go with yes. I
Mhm.
don't know if it will happen
Mhm.
because I also kind of think that this is the season where Johnny and Daniel finally are on the same page.
Yeah, buried the
And now
hatchet.
it's these two actual
Mhm.
teenagers, not man teenagers, but actual teenagers that have to figure it out now. So I'm gonna say yes for the sake of like, please guys, just come on. We're all on the same page and let's
Yeah.
get close to, the end of Cobra Kai, which we, obviously we don't want, but let's try to get some more resolutions.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think, they showed that fight in the trailer, at the apartments. And I think that might be kind of like they're having it out. And I think after that fight, I think they'll come to terms and be okay. So I have a feeling, yes, that will happen.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna say yes as well, just because I think like there's only so much that you can go back and forth and back and forth, and how many times can they be mad at each other? I'm not saying they won't break apart again, but I do agree with you guys. Like by the end of the season, I think that they'll be on the same page. I think they're going to be trying to unite for the common enemy, which is against CobraKai and Terry Silver and the other senseis. I think that they need to team up, and I think out of necessity, I think it'll happen. So by the end, I do think that they'll make amends. I think it's a great question.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I've been kind of thinking the same thing all along. You know, we see that fight, that rematch fight. I think that's, you know, not the end of the season or something. You know, some people are like, is it the season finale? No, I think it's earlier. And I think, you know, something happens after that. We also see them at Miyagi-Do together, right? So, you know, it's like, you know, so yeah, I mean, I think that they will have that fight, but then it will somehow, you know, improve, you know, the relations will improve between them. So yeah, I think they will ultimately be on the same side in some capacity there by the end of the season.
I wonder what's going to be like that common ground that actually finally brings them together. I mean, could it be Johnny? Like, hey, there's literally enough love to go around. You know, the surrogate son and the biological son. You know, if things continue to get better between him and Carmen, Johnny, that is, like and maybe we'll get a nice scene between Carmen and Robbie. You know, because Carmen had just met Shannon in season 4, so I you know, I think we could definitely get there.
Well, Johnny and Carmen will be married on episode 8, so they're going to be brothers.
Season 5? Okay, okay. Well, I still feel that the very last sequence we get of the entire series is Miguel and Robbie fighting for that last piece of the wedding cake.
Yeah,
They fight for that, and then it's end snake. That's
I'm
it.
imagining, I'm imagining like an amazing martial arts scene where they're trying to like do all these moves in the cake. They're trying to like not wreck the cake, which is awesome.
Like Jackie Chan style.
Yeah,
like, you know.
exactly. Totally Jackie Chan style, straight up.
And then
That's
it'll be
awesome.
just ambiguous. That's going to be like the question for like the next 35 years. Did Miguel or Robbie get that cake?
Who got it?
I love that.
They hit each other and neither got it.
That's awesome.
It was a disaster.
That's a great
Anthony,
one.
like it ends up in Anthony's like plate, just all of a sudden just flies. He's like,
That's
oh,
a good
look,
way.
the cake.
That's a good.
I like that.
way.
Like manna from heaven, baby. You know, just
That's awesome.
Let's see.
Man.
Okay, is it to me?
yes.
Yes.
All right. Here's my next one: is the number of fighters in the biggest brawl of adults in the season.
Gosh,
Oh,
Of
boy,
course you
this is a
would.
hard
dude,
one.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great question.
So,
Involving adults, grown-ups.
I'm gonna say 10. I think there will be a fight involving 10 of the adult fighters in a brawl this season. I think it's going to be Sensei Kim and her crew, Johnny, Chosen, and someone else will enter.
Can I get some clarification?
Yes.
So what if Stingray enters the room?
Yeah.
Does not want a piece of this, but gets hit trying to leave. Is he included?
I
Because-
would say
because-
Stingray by the season 2 finale has established himself as a fighter, even though he's a fighter against children. So I would say yes, he would be an adult fighter.
Okay. Like you enter the room, you're part of this altercation.
You're part of the fight.
Man.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Hits or be
Oh.
hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
True.
that's a great question, Ken. And so look, I'm a huge action movie fan. Just in general, anyone that knows me knows I love action movies, and the brawls are the best part of the movies. I'm in my heart of hearts, I want like a crazy brawl. Like I'm talking 20 people, because it would be amazing if it was just like all these people start running in out of nowhere and all that. So I'm gonna go 15 just to be crazy. And I think it's gonna be a huge brawl. And I think that, you know, if they're on screen at the same time together, I think people are gonna be just wrecking stuff. I could see the CobraKai dojo being the site of it, and people are in there. I mean, we already saw the senseis fighting each other or potentially fighting each other at some point. And I think if Chosen comes in, and I'm gonna say 15. I think it could be really big, and I hope it's even bigger than that, just because it would make me happy. But I'll say 15.
That's a good one. That's actually what I was gonna go with, but I'm gonna wait for watch party to answer before I ask Ken another follow-up question.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about 10 too. Like I think what is it? Yeah, like I was thinking something like the fist or something like 5-on-5 or something,
Mm,
6-on-4, something like that. So yeah, actually 10 is about what I'm thinking too. So that was
Okay.
nice.
Okay. Can read the question one more time.
Okay. The number of fighters in the biggest brawl of adults in the season.
Okay. You do kind of so like the the kids, they can't walk in like, oh no, and then they like start jumping in and add to the number of fighters because
They
like
they could, although my guess is I don't know. They
Like,
could.
check their IDs. Are they over 18? Is
Right.
yeah, like Xander Stone pops up, he's got to be over 18 now because we didn't
Right.
see him in the last tournament.
yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Graduated high school, I would say.
Okay, I'm gonna go 21.
21. Ooh.
Yeah, I kind of like Drew's like 80s action idea,
Yeah.
like it's gonna start off like maybe like a 5-on-5, and then like three people come running in, step down, "Huh,
Yeah.
what? And then they just jump in and fight the next person in like the opposing gi or whatnot. So I think it just keeps adding. That guy gets knocked out. Another person walks in, like, what the heck's going on? Stingray's like, party time, and he gets in on it. Yeah.
Like
21.
henchmen with
Yeah.
henchmen with weapons. Like you get the
Yeah.
sword
Yeah.
guys coming in
Yeah.
and all that stuff. It's just
This is where
21.
Chosen grabs a spear and says, "I want to show you something."
I love that. That's a good one. Oh
Shout out
man,
to Mike
21.
Mike P for bringing that up the other night on the stream.
Oh man. Okay, so I guess I'm up. Since this is our last round, I guess I'll go with, let me do this. Okay, so fill in the blank. Blank, this person will be the main villain going into season 6. And
Ooh.
this gets into like a lot of theory. We're like, do you think Terry will get defeated? Do you think Sensei Kim will take over? I'm gonna say that I still think Terry Silver will be the main villain going into season 6 because I hope that it happens and I don't want to see him go down so quickly. So I'm gonna say Terry Silver is still the villain
Mm.
going into season 6, but I mean I could certainly see it not being the case, but I'm gonna will it into existence if that's possible.
Send
So
it to the internet, if
yeah,
you will.
Yep.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I know it's already written and filmed, but I'm gonna hope that somehow I can influence this.
Um, I've been thinking for a while that I think it'll be Kim Da-eun. I think somehow she overthrows Terry Silver. I think this is the way of Cobra Kai, where you take over by throwing out the person who's currently in charge.
Mhm.
In a way, Kreese did that to Captain Turner, and then he did it later again to Johnny, and then Silver did it to Kreese, and I think Kim Da-eun somehow removes Terry Silver and takes
Yeah,
it for herself.
I think it's a great answer.
That is a great
Mhm.
answer. For those that are interested, I'll try to remember to link the previous episode I've been referencing, but if in the off chance I forget, it's episode 100 on Cobra Kai Companion where we first did the prop bets. It's a fun listen because again, we were predicting season 3, but stuff that we talked about bled into season 4
Mhm.
unknowingly. Brianna mentions she mentions Miyagi Kai, not knowing that Johnny was going to create Eagle Fang, and then they call it Miyagi Fang, right?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
I predicted like the red geese. She said blue, and again, we wouldn't see that until season 4.
Mhm.
So with this one, I think that it's still going to be silver leading into season 6, and I kind of like what you guys are saying about Sensei KDE. She's gonna I think that's kind of maybe where she's going, like she's gonna overthrow Terry in season 6, because also like if we subscribe to Kreese possibly being released in that last third, he's gonna want his against Terry Silver,
Mhm.
and there's no way there's gonna be that brief and short in the last few episodes. It could be, it could be,
Mhm.
40 some odd minutes the last few episodes like they were in season 4, but I would like Kreese to get like a real good piece of the pie here if they're all gonna go in and taking down Terry Silver.
Yeah.
So Terry Silver's still the answer, but that's kind of how I'm
Mhm.
seeing things it leading into season 6.
I agree with you, Peter. I think
Yeah.
that's kind of where my head's at too.
Well, okay. So I agree with Watch Party. I think Sensei Kim at some point in season 5 is going to mount an insurrection or try to against Terry Silver. I think she will try to take over his spot. However, I think Terry Silver already has all of these scenarios gamed out. He knows what he's doing. He would not bring Sensei Kim over to the United States unless he knew every eventuality of what she might do. And having studied under Master Kim Sun Young, I think he understands the philosophy perfectly. So I think there will be a point at which Sensei Kim Daeun thinks she's won, but oh no, Terry Silver has already gamed it out and she's lost, and Terry Silver's come out ahead. I think it'll seem like Terry Silver's lost, but at the last minute you'll go, whoa, Terry Silver's still in control of the whole thing.
He's always got a plan for everything, right? We said he's
Yep.
the anti-Batman. He's like the Bruce Wayne. He's got a plan for everything. So
Yes.
It's crazy too because at the time of this recording yesterday, it was just announced that Thomas Ian Griffith is going to be appearing at FanX I forget Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City, yes.
Yeah, his first Comic-Con, first convention appearance ever. So if you guys are in the area or have the means to get there because we don't know what other locations he may be booking or if any. But I feel he wouldn't have done that if he didn't think that it was going to be worth his time or the fans' time. So that's why I feel it's going to bleed into season 6.
yeah,
Which also at this time has not yet been confirmed, if anyone was wondering. Because
It's been heavily hinted at.
yeah.
Absolutely, especially at the Live and Badass, right? CobraKai.
Actually, my video that came out earlier this morning, which
wow,
I
nice.
don't know if you guys even saw it.
No,
but,
Not yet.
But it's Joe Esposito is talking about a song he wrote, and they were talking about finding a place to put it in season 6. Joe Esposito, and he's like, yeah, I was talking to Zach and Josh about that. So yeah, it's like it's not confirmed, but like, and they've said that they were writing about it, they're planning it. We've gotten nothing from Netflix, so we don't know what Netflix is doing, but
I think we're owing at the fact that you heard something that's great because for the longest time, again, at the very least, John Hurwitz was talking about like they had 6 outlines or 6 outlines for 6 seasons or outlines for 6 seasons, and so we know it's coming. And there's I don't want to say there's no way, but there's no way that they negotiated with Netflix and said, all right, 2 seasons, 4 and 5,
right?
Yeah,
and then we'll sign. This at the very least a 6. So we'll see.
Netflix is probably waiting until the release. And I'm sure, if the series tanks in ratings or something like that, maybe that's a consideration. But I mean, if it does well, I'm sure if it does even reasonably well, they'll greenlight 6.
I would be shocked if it tanked. I would be shocked.
Right.
Same.
So.
I mean, like I don't know if it was like the last 2 seasons, but at least last season, all 4 seasons were in the top 10 of CobraKai.
right.
Everyone was rewatching them again,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a sign of a good show. I mean, it was like Stranger Things was the same way earlier this year. So
yeah.
I'm sorry, where are we at right now?
Watch party. I think you're up.
Oh, me. Okay, let me look.
Oh yes,
And then Peter.
the Terry Silver or the baddie.
Well, I think this is like a fun one. The number of times the police will show up because of a fight. Now, I will just say, as I was writing this, I was considering like, will police show up in Mexico or not, or show up to participate in the fight? I don't know.
Fake police or real police?
Yeah.
Imagine like super bad too.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 0. This is CobraKai. There's no police. So.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna go 2. So the fake police as the FBI agents that show up in Mexico.
If you're counting them, okay.
Right. Okay, and then I guess 2 instances. I didn't go with like was the question how many police officers?
No, how many times? I guess
how many times? Okay, so
not
that's the
necessarily.
1 instance, and the 2 will be in prison with Kreese. They're gonna come in and stop that. So 2.
2. That's good.
Yeah, I was going to ask if that would count like security officers in a prison.
I guess
Because
Law
I
enforcement.
wasn't thinking because I mean there's a what do they call those guards or
Corrections
something?
officers
Yeah,
or
Officers.
something.
Mhm.
yeah.
Department of Corrections, DOC.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so I think that will happen, but if we're not counting the guards, if we're talking about just real police, I will say once, and I think it will be a fight that has been orchestrated by Terry Silver, and the police will show up.
Mhm.
And people don't realize that the fight was orchestrated by Terry Silver. He's manipulated everyone into a huge fight, and the police will show up.
To take something from a Ken cast, Ken, blink twice if you were told to say that.
I was absolutely not told to say that whatsoever.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
Oh man,
Mhm.
I'm going with the same as Ken. I think it's going to be once, and I think it's going to be a Terry orchestrated event, just because we haven't really even truly seen the the mastermind of him yet. Like we think we have, but I think this is going to be where you really see him get to shine. I mean, this dude has been planning for this moment his entire life, and he's finally got what
Mhm.
he finally deserves. He's got all the dojos, and he's not going to let things happen. I think he's going to add some more like legal troubles to some people in here, and heck, maybe Daniel winds up getting arrested. Who knows? So I think that it's going to be once, and I think it'll be Terry orchestrating.
Drew.
I agree with you.
Hey, Drew. Okay,
Yeah.
I just want to point out you coined the most amazing term just now, a TOE, a Terry orchestrated event.
Yeah.
There we
Okay.
go.
That was good. Yeah.
That was
totally
really
Terry.
good. Totally Terry. So we are going to have to watch for these. That is a great
Yeah,
term. We're going to have to
TOE.
watch for these. A TOE.
I like that.
How many TOEs in season 5, huh?
Exactly.
That is a good
And-
one. The TOE.
So did we all go around and also got to answer? Where we
I
at,
think
right?
we're ending with you now, right?
Yeah, you have the
Oh,
last
yes.
one here. You gave your answer, right, Peter? You said 2.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Mhm.
So my last question here.
Last question now.
Okay, so this one's a fun one. Not fun like silly or anything, but we know that in every season we get one appearance at the very least. And there's only been one appearance of Homeless Lynn.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mm.
what episode will we see Homeless Lynn in season 5, 6, 5, 5?
5. Yeah, season 5.
Because we've been kind of talking about season 6 also. What episode? So last season she was in episode, what was it, 6 maybe? There's no rhyme or reason, but it seems to be the first half. I feel, I don't know if she's been making any appearance like after like 5 or 6 in every season. So I'm gonna say we'll see her in episode 4 in season 5.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think it'll be somewhere in the first half of the season. I think it'll be episode 2, and we'll get a humor scene of her outside one of the new CobraKai dojos.
Yeah. I like
If
that.
she hits on Chosen, you know.
I agree with you guys. I'm gonna go in between there. I'm gonna say 3 because I think it's gonna be somewhere because we're gonna have all the Mexico stuff in the beginning. I think it'll be hard to fit it in, but I think what it'll be something like you said, either outside of one of the new dojos and making some kind of like snide remark, and I think it'll be funny. I'm gonna say episode 3.
It's too bad that they don't have like that Johnny's Dojo anymore because like if Terry Silver walked out, she's like, "Hey, ponytail," you know, or,
That would be very on
"Hey,
brand.
tall, dark, and handsome," you know, something.
Actually, I was thinking the same thing. What popped in my head was episode 3. I don't know, that's like a good usually transition episode in the middle of the first half of the season. So, it's a good place to drop her in for whatever shenanigans they're getting up to. So,
Yeah, yeah. It's now that I think about it, I think she had 2 appearances in season 1. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, you never know. But it was in the same episode. It was an Age Degenerate. So, all right. So I think we all asked like half of our questions. I think we all agreed on this recording that we're going to do a part 2,
Mhm.
but that's also good because our questions either they get added or they may change or whatnot because we still have at least a couple more weeks of some more content coming up. So we might be able to
Mhm.
get more questions based off of that stuff, whatever it may be. So we'll close it up. If everybody wants to play along, just reach out and we'll send out these questions as well. Ken, where can people find you and anything you want to promote that's coming up?
Sure. Find me on social media at Kennergy Cole is my handle for all social media. My main content is on YouTube, and the channel name is just Ken Cole, and we'll have all kinds of new content coming out for before season 5 about CobraKai, and then maybe about some other properties as well. We have analysis videos and other pre-recorded edited videos, and then also live streams, Kencasts. So subscribe, and we got lots of stuff.
Yeah. And Drew, what about you?
Yeah, thanks, Peter. You can find me on social media. Our podcast is called The Last Row Podcast. If you go to our website, thelastrowpodcast.com, it's links to all of our stuff, but we're usually at The Last Row Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We post a lot of stuff on there, and we most recently did, and we're in the middle of what we're calling Predator Month. So we mentioned we like a lot of the old movies. We just did a most recent episode on Predator from 1987, and you go check that out at our website or on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And we have a new episode coming up on Predator 2 on September 1st. So we're in the middle of that month, and definitely would appreciate if you guys checked it out. And thanks for having me on here, Peter. And it's great to talk to you guys, Ken and Watch Party as well. This has been awesome. It's been an honor to be on the podcast here. So thanks.
Yeah,
Peter.
it's been great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And if anybody does value my opinion on, on content, I really enjoyed the Last Row podcast.
Thank you so much.
I became an instant fan. What is it, Tuesdays or Thursdays that you release?
Every other Thursday, yeah.
Every other Thursday, yeah. So I usually lose track of time, and so when I see a new episode, I immediately pause what I'm listening to, and I listen to your episode.
You're too kind.
Yeah, I've been enjoying that.
What's the last word? The last row or road?
Yeah, last row, like in a
ROW.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's funny because we have a YouTuber, Jamie Lee. Shout out to Jamie Lee, who is the host of In the Front Row, who's also in our group along with you. So I told her one day, I was like, yeah, we have the Last Row podcast and In the Front Row Watch Party. Obviously, people have heard you before. You dropped what was the title of the one that you dropped today?
Which one was that?
The Esposito.
It's the Johnny will have a new song, like You're the Best Around. It's in season 6. That's the thing. Yeah, Joe Esposito wrote a song for Johnny that seems to be like that what I'm taking is like almost a counter to the You're the Best Around, but it's from Johnny's perspective. And he was talking about it's a new song that maybe going in season 6. So yeah, that dropped. Yeah, I'm on YouTube, Watch Party, Twitter, and Instagram at Watch Party 1. But yeah, that's me, and I'm around. Thank you for having me on, Peter.
Yeah, absolutely. The listeners here and viewers, you guys will be seeing and hearing these faces and voices again. We'll figure out a time that will work for all of us to do a part 2. I want to thank you guys all for coming on, and also the listeners, viewers. Thank you guys for your guys' continued support. If you haven't done so, please subscribe and rate and review as people start or continue their binges of Cobra Kai leading up to season 5. Your rates and reviews will help the visibility of our show, and also take a couple minutes to, rate Drew's podcast, but also subscribe to everybody's channel. It's free, right? We talk about that on the KenCast. Doing all of that, it's free. Ken says it'll make you feel better. It will also make us feel better. So that tells us that you like us.
Agreed.
So that's going to do it, and we'll see you guys next time.